I am here to tell you about the Martin family disappearance. For 66 years, this family was gone and no one knew anything. And I'm Archer Mayo, and I have found the car that's going to put together all the pieces to solve the Martin family disappearance. So the Martins were a family of 6 people, 2 parents, 3 young girls, and 1 adult son. The girls and the parents went for a drive in December 1958 and never came home. The 5 of them and their car have been missing for 66 years. Or had been missing, because I have solved the mystery and found the car. So there's a ton of stuff on the internet about the Martin family disappearance. There's books, there's podcasts, there's YouTube videos. Most are based on information on one particular detective in the 1950s, Detective Graven from Portland, Oregon. The book by J.B. Fisher, Echoes of Distant Water, follows Detective Graven and his misguided but devoted attempt to solve the mystery. There are many things presented in the book and YouTube videos that lead viewers down the wrong path. So many people decided early on that Don, the oldest brother who wasn't in the car, was somehow responsible for the death of the family and disappearance. Other people say it may have been organized crime. Some people say they may have driven off and started a new life in some other location. But a lot of people have come to the conclusion that somehow the car was pushed or driven off a cliff into the Columbia River in the town of The Dalles, 80 miles east of Portland. All of these facts are wrong. You can watch all the YouTube channels, you can watch all the podcasts, but they are not correct.
Admittedly, I came to the Martin family mystery by way of the conspiracy theories. I had come to believe that what happened to the Martin family was not an accident. My name is Ian Costello. I'm an independent journalist working with Archer Mayo on a huge breakthrough in the Martin family mystery. At first I wasn't convinced, but the more time I spent with him on his boat on the Columbia, at his house, at his studio, and the more I listened, the more that changed. Archer has learned and begun to understand what happened to the Martins.
So I'm going to give you what the facts are about this case. The facts that, the clues and the facts that I've used to solve this have been available for 60 years. They just weren't put together in the right way. Number 1, the Martins and their 54 white Ford station wagon went missing on December 7th, 1958. 2, a credit card receipt was mailed to the home of the Martins, showing that they had bought gas on December 7th in the town of Cascade Locks, Oregon. 3, they were served lunch at a restaurant in Hood River, Oregon, the same day they disappeared. And 4, 6 months later, in May of 1959, this is the big one, how I really solved the mystery, is a fisherman was fishing at Cascade Locks and saw the 2 girls float by, very close together. His wife, who was like 100 yards upstream, didn't see the bodies. So to me, understanding the river as I do, that let me know that the car was very close by, possibly between the 2 people. So when I first was interested in the Martin family disappearance, I started looking where everybody else did, in the Dalles. Eventually, I worked my way downstream and found the Cascade Locks. So once I knew that there was a feature that didn't appear in any other 19th century locks, I knew where the Martins were. The question is how to get down to them. As an artist, I like to make models and really play with things over time. So I created a paper model of this pit, this unique pit that only exists in the Cascade Locks. And then I filled it up with rice, made a little paper car, and took away the rice, pretending to be decades, going back in time, forward in time, putting the car in different places with different assumptions of, I had to learn all the floods, right? There was floods in 64, 65, mid-70s, and then 96. These all affected where the car was going to be, and I only had one shot at digging to find this car.
The Archer isn't just a diver. He dives to find things. He dives to find answers. Archer is an artist expressing his journey of discovery through his work. And he is an industrious researcher who is now likely the foremost expert on what happened to the Martin family. Finding the Martin car has proven impossible for almost 70 years. It's 60 feet below the surface of a giant river, buried in sediment. It took an obsessed man to figure it out, dive, dig, and find it. I have learned so much about a passionate man whose expertise and knowledge, combined with his quirks and idiosyncrasies, and determination bordering on obsession, make him the only one who could author the next chapter of the Martin family mystery. And it's a story worth reading.
So the past 7 years has been an amazing journey of ups and downs and doing things that I didn't even think were possible to solve this case. So I'm putting together a book along with Ian Costello to really bring you an amazing story, a book about finding the Martins.